I just started editing the clip I just finished, and I had a GoPro here, but something happened. I'm not quite sure, so I shut that camera off. And I guess my Nikon, I don't know if there was a delay because it picked up the early part of the conversation. So anyway, thanks for coming back. Hang on tight. Here's a clip. I just wanted to kind of say, hey, this is Gigi. Thanks for coming, and I hope you enjoy the clip. So there we go. Because I'm still, I'm still having issues. Gigi just needs to get over it. Just go. But anyway, I just wanted to make it look good for you guys. Anyway, so I'm still applying. I had this one guy or this one agency, that guy, send me a email back with 12 questions. So I went ahead and took because I told Big Dog, I go, even though I may not get the position, I think just going through the exercise, because, last time I had an interview aside from a couple of weeks ago was like 10 years ago. Because I was at my last job for like, I think 7 or 8, and then I stopped working like 3 years ago. He's like, yeah, that adds up to 10 years. But anyway, I hope it's good exercise for me. It kind of gets that brain memory, the muscle memory back going again. So I don't really have a problem with that. I really do think that's a good exercise for me to do. So anyway, this guy, this agency sent me these 12 questions about this job, and I guess I thought it was an admin, but it does have an administrative component to it, but as well as a outbound calling attachment to it. And one of the things that they asked was there a time that I ever did outbound calling, and did I adhere to a script, and did I have an issue doing that? So I go, yeah, I did. And this is what the job was. I think I was probably fairly out of high school, and I would think I was only there maybe 3 or 4 months before I got my other job. I worked at Mattel's factory. Well, anyway, that's the other job. So anyway, so this outbound calling job. And I told him, yeah, I was living in Southern California. It was one of my early jobs when I just started out, my career of jobs. And I was working for a dating service at the time.
Dating service?
The name of the dating service was Great Expectations.
But your so-called dating service?
And I answered basically that I was calling that I was working at night because I was going to school full time. And so they give me a list, and I remember it was that old school computer paper, like so wide, and it's got all these little funky little type on it, computer type. And then I had to go down that list and check off, who said yay or nay, and I had my little script there that I had to read. That was a very interesting job, I'm just saying. But yeah, Great Expectations down in Southern California. I think they may still be in business. I'm not quite sure. But, so I'm not sure what that guy thought that when I put that on. I said, I'm just going to throw it out there. I do know that when I told my kids that, I was working at a dating service, my son goes, what? I go, yeah. The name of when I was in Southern California, they don't know all of Jesus' history, because they think that you didn't evolve, you weren't here until they were here. No, we really had a life before you guys. Because he's like shocked. My son, the professor, was shocked that his mom was working at a dating service. It sounds funny now. Well, it sounded funny then, but it sounds funny now. But Great Expectations, I don't know. I'm going to have to see whether or not they're still, I think they are still in business, but I thought that was kind of funny. But anyway, I went through that, and I was telling Big Dog, I did go through the exercise of answering those questions. I go, but I don't think that's what I want to do. I've done that, Great Expectations, but I'm not sure that's exactly what I want to do, because what's different this time is I don't feel I do want to get a job. I do want to, start saving a little bit more money. But I don't feel like, I got to get a job because, I got to feed my kids or I got to make the mortgage. It's not, the angst is not, it's total, the vibe is so different, But having said that, one of the things I was thinking of.
Here we go.
Is that, what about what I'm doing here? When I started, this channel was originally called Gigi's on a Budget. Well, really, I'm always on a budget, whether it's time or money. I'm on a budget. But and the main reason, if I've got some new people here watching, the main reason why I started this channel is because I was saving money because Big Dog wanted to attend a destination wedding for his son. 2024. Great time. Fantastic place. The weather was perfect. In fact, we ended up staying there like 10 days. Gigi be loving it. You know, because Gigi likes the beach. See right there? Gigi likes the beach. Many days and many nights at Huntington Beach in Southern California. I think it was Bolsa Chica Beach. Great times. Weenie Road. Just out there having fun with my friends. Driving down PCH. Anyway. Get back to what we talked about, Gigi. I was thinking because I see more and more people over 40, over 50, over 60, over 70. I've even seen some people over 80 that are talking up about, why did you start a YouTube channel? And why did you make money? And I'm thinking, oh, I got a YouTube channel, but once I had saved the money for the Aruba trip, I continued to save money because I think part of the reason why, aside from the fact that Gigi wanted to save money, is that I enjoy this part, the video. I really enjoy editing. I'm trying to get better at that. I got to work on my audio, so sorry about the audio. It's still, I think it's improved a little bit, but I think that's part because I love photography. So I think that's all part of the creativity aspect of it. That I enjoy doing, and saving the money. But what I started to see is that it started to kind of change a little bit as far as what I was doing. I started doing quotes, I tell stories, more of a storyteller, and kind of bounce off of hoping how it can help you folks. And I think that's how it kind of evolved into Gigi Unfiltered, because that just means Gigi can talk about anything she wants to talk about. It's her channel, you know what I mean? So, but still save money. So I started thinking, so as I continued doing this, I also started seeing it as a message to my girls. When I talk about my girls, I'm talking about my girl tribe of Charlie, Morgan, and Teddy, and my daughter, Stacy. And my daughter-in-law, Katie, my girls, And as Gigi, I think as you want to share your stories with your girls. You want them to learn from your mistakes. You want them to gain knowledge from whatever you have to share. You want to empower them. You want them to not doubt who they are or what they bring to the table. And I think my focus was now shifted to messages I wanted to leave to my girls, primarily my little ones. So I guess they call that a legacy channel. So is this turning into a legacy channel? I don't know about that. I do know that this is one way for me to get a message to my girls because I'm so far away from them. And look, my girls are little. My girls, my Charlie's turning 7. My Morgan is she'll be turning 2 in March, and Teddy will be turning 1 in March as well. Yeah, my daughter and husband are very busy. So anyway, in fact, I was just texting with her today. I guess the little ones are under the weather, and they're both sick, or they're not really sick. They must have a stomach flu. They're throwing up. Oh yeah, I remember those days. So. With the Pedialytes in the house, and they want to make sure that they drink something. Especially Alex. Morgan seems to be having a rougher time. Teddy seems to be better, but anyway, those are the ones that I really want to make sure, or if I can convey a message to them, I like to be able to do that because they're little, and Gigi 67. Hey, look, my family's jeans are long jeans, but. You never know. I started thinking, so what is it? What is it that you can do here? Can you turn this? Is it a side? Can it be a side hustle? Because would it be nice to make a little bit of money doing this? Yes, it would be nice making a little bit of money doing this. Now, that's a side hustle, make a little money. Now, making it a full-time job, that's something totally different, because then I'd really have to see it as a business. And I believe if I see it as a business, my mindset changes. But in regards to being a legacy channel, I think even if I changed it to a full-time job, which means a full-time commitment, it could still be a legacy channel for my girls, because they can see, you know what? Gigi did it. Gigi was rocking it, and they could see the highs and lows. What happens when you have a small business? What the commitment it takes to go ahead and start. My mom, she was a entrepreneur. I mean, and I think part of that's in all of us to some degree. She was a crafter. She was a seamstress. I mean, I did a little side hustle when I was in Southern California. I did paralegal work, and then I did some work for a couple of attorneys on the side, And it was nice having that little extra money. And if I was able to go ahead and turn that into a self-sustaining business, I would have done that. So there's something that I saw my mom do as far as, making some money, her doing her crafty and her seamstress, or her sewing. And then I knew I was making a little bit of money on this stuff that I was doing in California. But that's been quite some time. So that's not a foreign idea as far as possibly seeing this as a side hustle. But, there's two things that I know. It's going to entail a lot of work, more hours, more commitment, because I know, hey, look, I appreciate the over 326 subscribers I have. I do appreciate your support, and I appreciate you coming in. But the thing that I've been consistent about is that I drop money at least once a week, pretty much once a week, and then my chats. I'm pretty consistent with that. Now, this is going to be a full-time job. That's got to be a commitment. Nah, I'm pretty consistent. It's got to be a commitment, because it's going to take more time. You have to start looking at affiliates, sponsorships. It's a whole different type of thing to look at. And since my mom turned me on to this Lori Ballin, I've just been. It just amazes me what she's doing. Because all the tools, except for a couple, all the tools, all the social media that she's utilizing, I've got all that. She's just using it so differently, so creatively. And it's like, I was telling my mom, man, when I listen to her go, my brain goes off with all kinds of ideas. And, talking to Big Dog, I could just go on and on. Because it's like, something went off in my head that can I do that? And timing's everything. I think if I was working and I saw this, I wouldn't have had the time or the energy, but I think because I was looking for a job and my mom happened to mention this to me, and then when I started watching her as I'm looking for a job, I started listening to the messages she was saying, and I was thinking, well, what are you doing? Maybe you can do a little bit of a shift here. Because it's not about rebranding. I'm still going to be doing what I'm doing here. What she does, which I think is quite creative, is she uses, and one of the things that she has a blog. And one of the things I've always enjoyed doing is to write. When the blogs were big, I used to write, and I was probably writing. Something was posted at least once a week, but I could write. I could just write. I just like to write. Something will come in my head. I just like to write. Now, sharing it is very different. But I find that I don't really have an issue sharing whatever I'm writing, because it's a story, and I think a lot of us share the same type of stories, but sometimes we don't say them out loud. And the thing is, when you hear a story that you can relate to, I think sometimes it can help you. And I think as we get older, we don't have an issue with sharing information, because, sometimes when you're young, not me, there were the people out there when you were working with that they didn't want to share. They didn't want to share information because they didn't want you to look better than them. And to me, that's just selfish. I never did that. To me, it's like, we're all on a team. Let's just get it done. Let's see how we can make this happen. You know, don't be greedy. But as I watch her processes, and she includes writing in it, I think that's what intrigued me most of all. So she utilizes a blog. She utilizes Pinterest pins. I have the link for the affiliate marketing on Amazon. That's the only one that I've ever signed up for. But the way she utilizes that, or one of the ways, I mean, she's got all kinds of stuff going on. This lady she's banging it. Is she does it, from what I can understand, from what Gigi's brain is gathering.
No, is your brain exploding?
Let me walk through the process what I think she's doing, and I think this is why I'm so intrigued by it, and I think this is why I'm thinking that's something I could do full time, because it's something I know I enjoy, which it includes writing and videos and photography, all stuff that I love to do. Is that what way I see it? I'm getting excited talking about it. But you know what? I'm 67 freaking years old, and you want to get excited about stuff. You want things to get those brain cells working and getting excited. You know, we had gone, I'm not even going to say the name of the store. I'd gone to the store, I had an issue, Big Dog was with me, I'm telling the guy what I need. He's looking at me like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm thinking, no. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I know what was happening before, and I know it can happen, so don't tell me it can't happen now. And like I told Big Dog, just because my hair is white don't mean my brain is white. You know what I'm saying? I still got brain cells in there. So anyway, it's good to get excited no matter what your age. But anyway, from what I can gather, and Lori, if you're out there watching this, please correct me if I'm wrong, is that she has this affiliate link, and then she writes a blog. She does all her blogs. And then she creates pins on her Pinterest accounts, right? So then she attaches her Amazon links or whatever. She did not just Amazon, but whatever. I only have lowly Amazon. No, Amazon is great. Link affiliate program is great. I have my Amazon affiliate link. So I attach it to the items that I'm speaking of, that I've used. In my blog. So I attach my affiliate link to that. And then when somebody clicks on that, if they read my blog, it goes out there to the Amazon. Look, I just put that up 2 days ago. Yesterday. What's today? Saturday? It was Thursday night, late Thursday night. I already had 17 clicks on it. That means that 17 people already clicked on that link. Now, granted, I'm making money off of it, but it's like, really? 100 would have been better, especially if we made some money. But this is how I'm kind of figuring this stuff out. So then what she does also, now this part, I feel comfortable doing the blog part. And what she does the same thing in Pinterest, and then she's utilizing these different types of software, like ChatGPT, which I was utilizing, but the way she uses is very different. You know, as far as imagery and stuff like that, it's very, very cool. And she's also using Harpa AI, which is something I'm just starting to understand. I've never really used that before. And then she used a video IQ, a video Q, VidQ, something like that, which I'm a little familiar with because I've used that before. Let me tell you, that thing is amazing. Because what it does, I think it's VidQ. I'm going to put those links in my, and look, I'm an Amazon affiliate. I'm not an affiliate to any of these other ones, and I'm not getting paid by any of these people. I just want to share the information out there. Just like Lori's sharing the information, I want to share it with you folks. So anyway, what this VidQ, and I just did it, I think it was yesterday. I've been up late nights, just. So it scans your channel and analyzes your channel. And this particular clip, it said, what it'll do is it'll suggest thumbnails, it'll suggest titles, it'll suggest tags. All this stuff is just like, wow, really? Oh, okay. And it gives it a percentage as far as a rating. You know, it's 88, I guess 100 is like the top, 90, 91. It compares your thumbnail or your cover against theirs. Mine were anywhere. I had only a couple of 80s, but mine were anywhere 50 to 70, where they're showing me stuff that's 80 and 90. Okay, you bad self. Let's see what you're gonna do. Last night, it was Friday night. I had never done it before, so I thought I'd go ahead and do it. So it pulled out a recent clip of mine. It wasn't like I think we had like 100, which I'm pleased with 100. And it suggests, why don't you change? I didn't need to change the clip. It wasn't saying anything about the clip. I probably could have looked into that. I probably would have said something about the clip. It was just talking about the title. You change the title of this. This is a percentage of how much better it is. I did just that. And this is on a paid subscription. I did pay for this one because I was a little familiar with it, but I'm really becoming familiar with it now. So I did that. So like I said, I had a little over 100. By the time I went to bed last night, it was close to 500. How's that? By just changing the title. Within a few hours, it wasn't even a few hours, it was a couple hours. It was close to 500. I was astonished. I wish I had my phone on me, because I'd look to see what it is right now. Now look, 500, 400, like I said, it's almost 550, and I'm actually, getting some likes. I know it's not 1,000, I know it's not 10,000, but the thing is, you got to start somewhere, and you can't be afraid to start. You start off small, and you build off that. You learn from that. You learn from other people. You learn from your mistakes. So I was telling Big Dog about, because of course now I'm all excited. So when I see what she's doing, and I've looked at other older, was it Cindy or Debbie in Palm Springs? She's been around for I don't know how long. Because I'm not really into some of these YouTubers that do fashion. Look, hey, Gigi's a t-shirt and jeans kind of gal. You know what I'm saying? I'll wear the funky glasses, kind of do my hair. I only do pink. Now I'm trying to just do the pink during springtime for my girls. When I start traveling, I see Gigi with pink hair. But, no, I can get in a nice jeans and a nice top. But I'm not a Prada or a Gucci. I get a nice purse, carry my camera. But makeup, I didn't start wearing makeup till I was well over 30. I was very, very basic, Even now I don't wear a lot of makeup. But those aren't channels that I'm really too interested in. Sometimes I look at the interior decorating because sometimes I like to try to get ideas. But as far as some my age, over 60, like the guy that's over 80 years old, I can't remember his name. They're out there and they're saying, get out there. As full time. They're out there full time and they're doing something with it. So, in fact, this gal that I'm talking about, and she's over 50. She probably talks about that. She said she didn't in the beginning. She didn't want to be associated with, she calls herself a Gen Xer. She didn't want to really be affiliated with that. But she's come to grab hold of that and seems to be doing very, very well. So, like I said, when I was, sitting there looking for a job, and I'm listening to what she's saying, I'm thinking, well, I could multitask. I could look for a job and do this. Because the thing is, the thing about getting a job, you're going to get the check, it's coming, it's steady, you kind of have an idea how much it's going to be, and, you get to go. Now, doing something like this is long, as far as a full-time commitment, getting out there, probably doing 3 shorts a week, I can do that for fun, you want to do at least 1, possibly 2 long forms a week, which I'm already doing 1, but it's also doing other social media as well, which would be, for me, it'd be the Pinterest. That's what I don't think I finished telling you about that, because I'm so excited. So what she does is that she does her blog. She has the clips, items, whatever she's talking about in her blog with her link to whatever affiliate that she's utilizing. But then what she also does is that she has a Pinterest account. I got a Pinterest account. And then she'll make a pin about whatever she's talking about in her blog. So then she hits her pin and she can have that pin going to her affiliate link, or she can have her pin going to her blog, and then they click on that image, then it goes to affiliate link. That's why I'm doing it right now, because I'm not sure about putting stuff in Pinterest yet. My blog, I'm responsible for that. I got my disclosure. They know I'm, Amazon affiliate, and I'm telling them that I may or may not make money off that. So I've got that. I got that disclosure. I got the Amazon Amazon affiliate disclosure on there as well. So it's all up there. And I never had that before on my website because that's what I'm saying. This is taking baby steps. And if you do have the ability to put your links in Pinterest, I'm not confident. I still have to keep listening to Laura and see what she says about that, because she does Pinterest like crazy, and she uses Canva to go ahead and create these pins. Which really, you can do that? She made like 50 pins, 52 pins. You can, because I did it.
That's unfreaking believable. It's crazy.
And then she schedules them out. Really? So that's why, do I turn this into a full-time job? That's what Gigi's now asking. I think what I want to try to do, but see, the thing is I can't try. Like Yoda says, do or do not. No try.
There is no try.
Either going to do it or you're not going to do it. So, what do you folks think? You over 60 and 50-year-olds. Let me tell you, it's quite intriguing, because the thing is, like I said, if this is in fact a legacy channel for my girls, isn't that part of my legacy? Isn't them showing that possibly if, whatever I do here shows them what Gigi was made of and what they can do, and don't let anything stop you, or let anyone stop you, or let society stop you, or a culture stop you? Hell no. If Gigi could do it, I could do it too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still thinking about it. I'm thinking in my next clip, because this is a commitment I got to talk to Big Dog about too. It's just not all about Gigi. Well, it is all about Gigi, but I need to talk to him as well. Luna, no, you don't get a vote. I'm just saying. But I find it quite intriguing to take this channel full time, because one of the things is that I always heard, if you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. And like I've told Big Dog, the video is I like to do the video. It's the editing, having fun with it, trying to get the color right, dropping in some GIFs, dropping in some little clips, doing some graphic overlays. The audio I'm still working on, folks. Sorry about that. But anyway, like I said, I think it's gotten a little better. But I think that's all. It's the process of doing that stuff. Some people hate that part of it. They want to take a picture, be done with it. And I think I was drawn to it when we were living in Milpitas back in California. I had taken a photography class. But this was like old school photography, film. A film camera, black and white, dark room. You're watching your image come to life in print. I thoroughly enjoyed that class. And I think part of it is, Gigi is one that's always thinking. And I think that's why I like to play golf too. Because you have to just pay attention to that little ball. Just keep your eye on that ball. Stay focused on, how you're going to swing. Your mind is just clear, and then you're walking, and I love to walk. But I think with photography, being in that dark room, taking my time, watching the image come to life, the dodging, you before, it's fully developed, you're looking at these huge mirrors, so to speak. They're like mirrors, because you're looking at it, at your little negative, and you're like creating it before you actually develop it. Because first you do the negative, and then you lay it out and able to develop it on paper. And looking through that little, I don't know what they call it, but you're looking through this thing, and depending on how much light, depending on how much shading, dodging or whatever you want to do, you can kind of control all that. But it's just you're just there, and I think that is one of the things that I really enjoy about photography. It took me a while to get into the digital because I enjoyed that process so much. There is a darkroom. There's like a little art gallery that has a darkroom, but it's a little bit of a drive for me to be doing that. But then I started to get into digital. But if I wanted to do the digital, that's when I started going to school in digital arts, which I enjoy as well. But I truly enjoy the process of film, and from the digital arts, it introduced me to videography and so on. So those are all things that I truly enjoy doing. And I find that the photography and the video really also lends itself to legacy, because I still remember when my kids lost their dad. I was there with my son when he got the news. And the first thing he did was start looking through pictures. And he asked, Mom, do you have pictures of Dad? Yeah, mijo, I do. I'll send them to you when I get home. Because I was in Pittsburgh. And I just happened to be there visiting when this had happened. But, yeah, you have your pictures in your phone, but who's looking at them? Nobody's looking at them except for you. And if you go, who's going to see those pictures? So one of the things, Peter McKinnon, he's a photographer that I really like. I like his style. And one of the things he says, print your pictures. He says, you want to see them. You want to enjoy them. And that's like those two pictures up there you see behind me. One is from Notre Dame. My son was I think an associate professor at Notre Dame. And the other one is a picture of Chicago, the streets of Chicago. I was on vacation, me and Big Dog, and my son took me through the streets of Chicago and loved it. I at that time, I like big cities as it is, And when McKinnon said that, I said, you know what, I'm printing them up. And that's just a couple. I've got a couple other ones, throughout the house. Because I look at that and I remember that trip. And these are both black and white because I tend to sometimes like that genre as well. But anyway, when I started listening to her, and I know what I do here, and I know what I'm doing now as far as looking for a job, it's like, well, come on, Gigi, what do you think? Because that's a big leap from having fun. I can still have fun, but putting a commitment out there, that's what we're talking about. It's commitment. So I'd be interested to hear from other people out there that are starting a channel after 60 or 70, well, really after 50. What was the if what was the struggle? What are the struggles? Like I said, my mentality would be it'd have to be like a small business, and you have to be dedicated to that, and you have to put out time for that, and it's not something that comes overnight. But like I said, the way I see it, I'm looking for a job anyway. Might as well multitask. So anyway, I wanted to share that little story with you, my thoughts as to what I think is going on, what I want to do right now. I'd be curious to hear what anybody else has to say. Are there any older population? I don't like to say old. I don't like that word old. I like, well, I might be getting older, not old. There's a difference. I'd like to hear from you, see what you got to say. And what are your tips? I'd be interested in that as well. So anyway, I think let Gigi continue to ponder. And I think within the next couple of weeks, we'll see where we're at and what we're doing. But I'll be here next week talking about something else. Lord knows I got something. Next week is the love weekend. It is Valentine's Day. Remember? See my little beads? So we'll talk about Valentine's Day as well too. But anyway, I just wanted to share what I was thinking. Is it a legacy channel or is it a full-time job? I'm thinking about it. You know what I mean? All right, folks, I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you had, your thoughts. I would appreciate it. And I do appreciate all your support. You know, it's what keeps me going as far as this channel. It encourages me to continue to save. But you know, the two assets that we have is time and money. You can't get time back. Once it's here, it's gone. Money you can sometimes rebuild. If you're fortunate enough. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this is Gigi. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, this is Gigi. Tits up. Have a good one. Ciao, folks. See ya.
We're getting ready. Getting ready at the dance floor. So turn the lights on. You know just what we're here for.